This no makeup routine for mature skin is great if you still want a little bit of coverage, but you just don't want it to look so kind of heavy alongside the coverage. So I have nothing on other than my skincare. I have a little bit of primer on. Up to you which one you use. It's really about picking something that is kind of specific to what your skin needs are and what kind of primer you want. Now the one that I used was the Milk Hydro Grip Primer because I like that tacky finish so that my foundation, it kind of grips hold of my foundation really well. We are going to get started with a new product here that I actually think is pretty good. I tried it out and I really like it. So this is a really good foundation. Well, it's actually a skin tint, but it works really, really well for mature skin, and it has SPF 20. So this is actually the Estee Lauder Futurist Skin Tint Serum. So it's very hydrating and it's amazing for mature skin. So if you have that dryness, if you really need that extra kind of hydration, then this is going to be great for you. So the way that I like to apply it, none of my words came out there. The way that I like to apply this is to actually put this on the back of my hand and then I buff it into the skin. Now we're going to do what I've always said, which is to work our way out from the center. Now, by the way, the color that I'm using is 3W1. It says tawny on there, so just in case you wanted to know. So I've got a little bit on the back of my hand. Now I'm going to get my BK Beauty 106 brush. I'm going to show you how you can get that really nice kind of coverage, a natural finish, but you're still getting that little bit of coverage because we're going to use a concealer that's going to give us a little bit more coverage. If you remember, I have recently done a video talking about skin tints versus foundations. So I really wanted to kind of like today put this video together to show you exactly how you can use a skin tint and still get some coverage using your concealer without layering up so much. So don't rely on the skin tint to give you so much coverage, but you're going to see how much of a nice finish we're really going to get, and it still looks natural. So I have really buffed it into the brush. Now I'm going to start from the center, and again, I can't stress to you enough how good this is for mature skin, because with mature skin you're usually dealing with a lot of kind of dryness and you need that extra hydration, and this is honestly such a good product for that. So can you see we've really buffed it along the center of the face. I'm not really putting it on that perimeter as yet. So really get it, push it into the skin. That's really what I'm focusing on here. There you go. Now, once we've actually got this around the center, we're gonna now drag out whatever's left on the brush to the perimeter. There you go. So you don't want a lot of product around the perimeter because it can end up looking mask-like. So can we tell, by the way, guys, that my hair is actually growing? I had it cut the other day, so it's a nice sharp bob now. So I do want to kind of grow this a little bit more and just see how we go with it, because, you know, sometimes it gets to the point where it just really annoys me. So we've got a really nice base on now. It's a nice thin layer. It's a good skin tint, like it's not too thick or anything. So it's really good if you are not relying on coverage as much. It's better if you're not relying on correction as much and, you know, you don't want that kind of super matte finish, then this is a great option for you. Now this is where the concealer comes in, and this is where you can really get that nice kind of like coverage alongside it, but you're not relying on the skin tint for it. So it's really good for that no makeup look. So we don't want too much brightness, because that in itself can end up making you look, or making it look obvious that you do have a lot of concealer on. So we want something which is just not as dark. So what we do want to go for is, again, something hydrating, because it's going to work really well on mature skin. So I'm using my Westman Atelier Vital Skincare concealer, and the shade I'm using is M4. I couldn't see that for ages there. I think that if they make products for mature skin people, I'm not being funny, but one of the massive changes I found as I've gotten older and I'm in my mid-40s is my eyesight. And I'm not going to wear glasses all the time, you know, just because I can't do makeup then properly. Yeah, I just feel like with makeup, you know, if you are really targeting mature skin, please do make the writing a little bit bigger. Please also don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell button so you don't miss my next video. Okay, so now we want to work on coverage, and this is where we really don't want too much, because obviously then that's going to look heavy. We're going for a no makeup look. So we're not actually going to use a sponge to apply this. We're going to use a brush, and you want like a fluff brush. Now you want a kind of medium fluff brush. I'm going to use my BK Beauty 201 brush because it's actually a really good size and it's a nice fluffy texture to it. So I'm going to get some of the product onto the brush here. Now this is where I'm really focusing on the areas that are annoying me, you know, and for me that is actually the darkness that I have and the redness. So what we're going to do is slowly kind of press it onto certain areas where I'm feeling it. Now I don't want to take it super close to the under eye area, to the lower lash line, because if that all becomes super kind of like flawless, then it is a bit obvious that you've got a lot of makeup. And we're going for a very no makeup look, so you want to leave your natural skin coming through on that lower lash line. Now it's up to you how much of it you let kind of come through, but can you see now already we've already covered that dark circle pretty well, and we don't have like a ton of concealer on. Okay, so I'm really kind of pressing and flicking down. I'm not focusing on really packing on the product, but again you can see my application technique is actually very similar to when I'm using the sponge, which is actually pressing it into the skin. Can you see now? You can just see that it looks like I've got pink eyeshadow on, but I don't, because that's my actual skin color. We're now going to like go onto this area. Always start from the kind of furthest, the area that's furthest away from your actual eye, and work your way in, because that way you'll actually see how much you need. If you start going really close to the eye area, you're not really focusing on the area that's annoying you, you're just kind of assuming you need to go that close. If you focus on the furthest area away, which is your part of your concern, and then work your way in slowly. See how like we've already got rid of a lot of that darkness? We're actually leaving a little bit of skin coming through close to the lash line again, because I'm going to show you what to do with that in a second. Grab some more product, and we don't have a lot on this brush. I've spread it out on the back of my hand. Because we've got such a small amount on the brush, we're kind of skimming it over the skin, and it's concealing, it's doing its job, what it needs to do, right? Now at this point, what I would say is you want to just check anywhere else that you have any darkness or pigmentation that you want to actually correct. This stage is all about correcting the areas that concern you. So it's about looking for the darkness, the redness, any discoloration, pigmentation issues you have, and use your concealer for that. So right now, I feel like there are just the odd few places, so whatever's kind of left on my brush, I'm just going to press it into the skin on certain areas, and that's going to give me just a little bit more coverage and kind of correction wherever I need it. Now I generally tend to kind of, if you've watched my videos, you see I generally tend to add concealer along this area here. So what I'm going to do here is just use this concealer to just kind of help with that discoloration that I tend to have around this area. And that's it. I don't really need much on my forehead, to be honest with you, so I'm just going over wherever I feel that I need it. I'm really happy with the kind of coverage I've got. Now at this point, you want to get a tissue, you want to just lightly get rid of the product that's on the brush, not too much, so don't really press it in. Now at this point, what we're going to do is go a bit closer to my lower lash line, but we're kind of like not trying to cover, we're just kind of smoothing whatever the product is that's close to that along so it doesn't look disconnected. And same thing on the upper lash line, just so that it doesn't look like there's a difference between our actual skin and where the concealer is. But as you can tell, we're not applying it in the way that we were at the beginning. We're just kind of fusing those two areas together. Right? Now I'm really happy with that, and at this point you want to decide, do you want any cream blush, any cream bronzer or anything like that? So what I will do, because we want a no makeup look and I do want a little bit of a flush to my skin, I'm going to use a blush, and I'm going to use something that actually does kind of sink into my skin pretty well, and that is going to be my Milk Makeup Cooling Water Jelly Tint in Spritz. So this is something that really kind of almost tints your skin a little bit. I've got my Hourglass 15 brush. I'm going to get some of this product onto this. I always go onto a tissue first to make sure that there's not too much. Now, this is a really good blush, that kind of really becomes part of your skin, which is why I'm using this for this no makeup look. It doesn't leave a thick layer of pigment. Now, I always go back into it and then go onto a tissue to get the excess off. But this is the reason I really love this blush for this type of look, because it really does almost tint the skin. So you're not going to see that thickness, that like kind of really does not look like you've actually applied makeup. If anyone comes up close to you, it is just going to look like you've kind of like got a nice flush to your skin. But if they look close up, they won't be able to actually see a layer of product. There you go. It's amazing that even when you do like a no makeup look, if you add some blush, you get a really nice finish and it just makes you look more awake. So I'm now gonna get my Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit brush. I'm gonna get a little bit of bronzer. So I'm gonna use my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer in Tan. Again, get some on the brush, get it onto a tissue so we really get the excess off. And then go along this area here, just really close to the perimeter of the face, really. Not a lot, flip it over so there's nothing on this side. And then we're just gonna blend that in a bit. So just brushing over it, pushing it in so it kind of blends and pushes into the skin all at the same time. And then if you wanna add a little bit kind of close to your hairline here, you can. That's just gonna create a bit of more kind of shape to the face. Now at this point, what we want to do is just check, do we need any more kind of concealer, you know, like, oh, I just got something in my hair. Do we need any more concealer to kind of conceal anywhere and do anything? Like what do we need right now? So I feel like the concealer is actually really good. If you do feel like adding more at this point, you can, like whatever's actually left on my hand, which isn't a lot. I actually might just add here, only because I have a kind of vein there that pops out, and that's my main issue there, really, on both sides. So I'm happy with that. Let's actually get this set now. It's very natural. So I've got my Easy Bake from Huda. You can use a pressed powder, and if you do, I would actually really recommend the Huda Beauty Easy Bake pressed powder. It's very good. I'm using the loose powder because I do want this to kind of last all day, and I'm not saying it doesn't last with the pressed powder, but I personally prefer a loose powder. If you prefer a pressed powder, can't get my words out today, then go for the pressed powder, but I actually really like a loose powder. Okay, so we want to get our Real Techniques brush for this. We also want to get that concealer brush again, because we just want to make sure there's no creasing sitting in those creases. We're going to get our powder. Don't get too much of this powder. You just want to get a nice soft amount on the brush. And you're going to now press. Always do the under eyes first, because it's the first place to move. And that's the first place you're therefore going to crease. Right, and now we're going to go back to our concealer brush. We're going to make sure there's no creasing in the eyelids, because that's obviously another area that moves frequently with all the blinking. And we don't want to set any creases there. So immediately get your Real Techniques brush, a bit of the powder, and really set this area. Now we can focus on all the other areas we want to powder down. And for me, that is down the center of the face. I always do around the nose, just over the actual cheeks here, the apples of my cheeks. I go along the side of the nose, and then I go over the brows and through the center. Now, I don't actually powder on the perimeter of the face because I like that to look very kind of skin-like, and kind of just, I like the dimension that the slight shine brings through. So that's an idea for you if you do want that. You know, you don't have to, but you can powder everywhere if you want. But I actually like how that comes through and how it gives more kind of depth to the face, dimension to the face, sorry. So, okay, now what we're gonna do here is just finish off the features. And obviously we're going for a very kind of like light, natural, no makeup look. So I'm gonna use my Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil in number 4. Let's just make sure the hair is brushed through, whatever little hair that we have. Now, I actually don't like using a brow gel when I'm doing a no makeup look, especially if you are working on mature skin, because I feel like most brow gels tend to kind of make it look like you are, well, it just makes your brow look a bit more done. So what I like to do is just do some small strokes. And it's always difficult, by the way, on sparse brows to make them look very natural. So if you don't have sparse brows, then you're going to get a much more natural finish, I would say. But I've just learned to accept the fact that I do have sparse brows and they're always going to look a little bit more done. Okay, so next we are going to just curl the lashes, and I'm going to be honest, for a no makeup look, I actually don't like adding mascara because I feel like that immediately does make it look kind of makeup-y. I wouldn't actually apply mascara, but that's only because I have a product that absolutely like makes my lashes look amazing, and that is my Sweet Beauty Lash Serum. So that's the reason I can get away with not having to put mascara on, because my lashes are so long with this serum, so it works amazing. But I will put a little bit on just because I know you guys are obviously going to want to, most of you are probably going to want to put some on. So I'm going to use my Hourglass Espresso because it's a brown and it's just doesn't look so heavy and harsh on the lashes. It's actually a really good mascara for a no makeup look. But honestly, I would say, especially if you are, you know, mature in your 40s, 50s or 60s, I would highly recommend getting the Sweet Beauty Lash Serum because, you know, you don't have as many lashes as you get older, you know. You do have less hair as you get older, and I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's a thing that people don't really speak about enough, you know, but you do lose hair. You do, I definitely do not have the amount of hair that I used to have, right? And this lash serum has been amazing because it's just something that actually genuinely makes my lashes look great without having to rely on makeup. By the way, have you subscribed to the Beauty Breakfast Club, which is my online platform? It's all about beauty, makeup, wellness, mindset. You're going to love it. A little bit of fashion thrown in. And there's a lot of over 40 stuff on there as well that you're going to absolutely love. So it's all to do with like product breakdowns, the best products around, tried and tested, new products that sometimes I will release over there before I actually mention on here. So everything's very fresh over there. And there's a new newsletter that I write personally every 2 days. So everything is on there. You're going to absolutely love it. Subscribe to it. That gives you access to most of the site, but if you go for the paid version, it actually unlocks the entire site, and you get to join the group chat, which also has me in there, and you can ask me any questions directly. And everyone in that group chat is, just imagine a group of like-minded people. It's a community of people who love beauty and love uplifting one another. And I actually think it's a really, really nice community that I think you're going to absolutely love. So it's literally going to cost you the same as getting yourself one coffee a month. That's all it costs to be part of the paid version, which unlocks the entire site for you. So yeah, make sure you subscribe. There's only one lip combo that I rely on for a no makeup lip, and that is my Charlotte Tilbury Iconic Nude, because it's literally the most natural lip line ever. There you go. How soft is that? And also my Violet France Bissou Balm in CALECIM. Tell me this is not a really nice no makeup look. I mean, my skin looks like actual skin. There is hardly any makeup on my face. Concealer is not overloaded. My eyes don't look like they've been, you know, plastered with concealer. Everything is very natural. So I think you're really going to love this look. I hope you do try it, and I hope you really do like it. And honestly, that skin tint is a really good one for anyone in their 40s or 50s or 60s. I think you're going to love it if you deal with dehydrated skin or dry skin, or generally the changes that happen with mature skin. That's a really good option for you. It's not heavy at all. It is very natural on the skin, and it's very, very hydrating for the skin. And it doesn't look awful. It actually looks so good. Like, I just feel like when you're working with skin tints and stuff that is very hydrating, sometimes it can end up looking awful later in the day, and this is not one of those. So I really do hope you've enjoyed this today. Let me know if you have any questions. Everything is listed in the description below, and I will see you on the next video.